Okay, we're back, and now we're reading, quotation marks, the Quick Start Guide, which is free. You can download it from itch.io, which is in the Google Drive, by the way. And it is completely 1% free, so I don't feel bad about showing the entirety of this, which I would feel bad about showing the entirety of a purchasable PDF and or okay, there's 82 pages in this Quick Start Guide. Oh, there's 200 in the full book, 82 in the Quick Start Guide. Like half its content. What's in the real book then? That's what I want to know. Actually, what's in the real book? I don't think subscribe anywhere what's in the real book, but anyway. Inspired by the works of these peoples. Team Devlin and Roland and Markup Stargate. Do they own the IP? I don't know who owns the Stargate IP, but it's not normal for people to own their IPs these days. Hence why my mom said never sell. May she rest in peace. But yeah, you never sell. This is a free playtest version of Flux. It does not include all the final artwork. A few elements have been excluded, so it'll be in the final version. Provide feedback. If you run the escape recording, blah, 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 blah. Please let us know. That's very nice of them. Tables. I would honestly think the tables would be the full version. Running the game. Creating Lancer rules. Why are they leaving out in the full version? I mean, it's clear editing. What's Apocalypse Engine? That's Apocalypse. Is that like 3 spaces? Hold on. Actually, I might as well use my thing. Hold on. Is that like 3 spaces? 1, 2, 3. Yeah, that's 3 spaces. Okay, Apocalypse 3 space engine. 3 space RPGs, 3 space R. Why is there 3 spaces there? Why not use the dot? The dot superior. The 3. Okay, Apocalypse quote. Apocalypse 3 space engine unquote. 3 space RPGs, 3 space are narratively driven games that rely on everyone making the table to make the story in order. Let's try again. Rely on everyone at the table making the story together in a conversational fashion. I guess that's why they have funky names. I guess it's not just for fun. Why core moves have funky names, but it's actually part of the game design. That's probably why there's so many of them. Which, thinking back, I actually do like the core moves. They're fine. I didn't think they'd be fine, but they're fine. I think that they are a little too swingy at 50-50%. I don't like 50-50%. 50-50% is, to me, it's swingy. 50-50% is only when you put it in the thing to balance it because it's too powerful. And it doesn't look good on page either. It doesn't look good from a the player reading this. They flip their so you're a GM. You hand them the consent sheet. Then you hand them this. Then you hand them this paper. On the front, there's a fun character sheet. On their back, there are the core rules everyone gets. And they see this and they're like, "Oh man, do I need to roll? I need to roll. I need to be extremely lucky to play this game because I am not gonna get. That's not even. I'm not going to get 50% on my rolls. The thing is, you're meant to use your levels to make it more than 50%, which is fine. And these are fine. It's just that they could have used simpler terms, but that's my design concept, not theirs. Their design concept is supposed to be fun, and it's a light RPG, so it's supposed to be a light RPG based on the Apocalypse engine. So it's supposed to be fun, and I guess I suppose by reading it's supposed to be fun, and other light RPGs. It's supposed to be fun, and it's supposed to be more conversational. So like you're saying, alright, I walk into this room and I see this guy looks like me. I am going to casually walk up to him from behind with my dagger and dive into danger. I now will roll 2d6, a d12, or a 6, or just 1d6. And now I will at my insane, awesome power level of like 3, and now I win. And now describe me cutting his head off with my dagger and throwing it across the room. Because I need to get out of... I need to get back into... Because I need a single to continuum. This is my character idea that I proposed in the comment. Which I'm not going to be good at that. I'm not going to be good at... As you could obviously tell, I'm not going to be good at that. But, yeah, that works. Okay, back into the thing. Bonus engine, rely on conversational fashion, dice rolls, or... made only when the Lancer or Sugar are moved. Anytime there is a move, the Lancer rolls a d6 and adds any modifiers. And some of that final roll can be either a miss, partial success, or full success. Or a success? What? There should be full success. Probably. In my terminology, probably will be. An overall look and feel of the game is people having conversational exchange to establish and resolve points in the story from scene to scene. Yeah, I can't do that. That's not how I play games. Like, I mean, if watch my gameplay videos of me playing my tabletop RPG, you see that I'm more of a... you see I'm more of one of those more quiet war gamers / RPG gamers. Despite what my rest of my videos what leads you to believe of video games. I'm more... like, okay, I did this, now I need to do this in order to do this, because they did this, then I do this. Like, I play it like Yu-Gi-Oh! I play it to get one over on the enemy, and just nonsense, basically. If you've seen my DCF's World gameplay, I play like that in RPGs, which is nonsense. No, it's an RPG game. This part is actually pretty good. I've written it already, and it's pretty good. Describes what the game is. I wish it was like that, not like, right. Yeah, I wish a role-playing game. I don't like this. This is completely bog standard, so I can't really knock it for people for doing it. But I don't like reading it like this. I prefer reading across and down, like English is supposed to be read. This doesn't even help me in PDF form. It just doesn't. It like why? Now actually. We're only 4 pages. Oh, what fun. This is going to take a while. Basically, you do a jump or lance to another Earth. Each player starts their own secret objective. Essentially, it plays out like Stargate. You walk through the Stargate, you get to an Earth, you do a thing, you walk out, you find the Stargate again, and you get back out. Although in Fluxfall, it's when the Continuum wants you out. So once you do what the Continuum wants you to do, or epically fail, then you get then you get pulled, then you get ripped out of that world. If you have your thing, you need your thing first. You need your device that allows you to transfer dimensions. If it's away from you, you get hurt. Immediately things can go wrong. There are more space. Why aren't there spaces here? Why it doesn't look good? I mean, look who's talking me with inventing my own freaking me inventing my own my own format. But it's supposed to be easy to read. Not exactly look good. And then there's also I must admit well that's not good because it's explaining stuff. Then there's how I do my weapons. My more cans. I make up for my lack of graphical design, which is what the thing is. To make up for my lack of graphical design to make pretty pages, I make it another way. I use ASCII, pretty much. You know, like what Door Fortress is, just and Rogue. Yeah, that I just do that. That's something I can do easily. And then they go wrong. Oh my word! There are double spaces. Okay, the double space device, double space that double space lances them, comma, double space the double space continuum puck, comma displays a goal. Device to display specific information on a specific local problem is the team is expected to solve the first one original mission. Team can disengage, can damage Continuum with failed flux stick rolls and sloppy lances. Or probably, presumably sucking at their job. Like, you're supposed to bring peace to, like, there's a region that's about to go to war, and this region is some guy's basement, and you're supposed to bring peace between the two warring factions, this guy and his mom, and you make it worse. Imagine how you can make it worse. You imagine how you can make it worse. And then you get Fluxfall, you get pulled out, and probably do something on the back end, and then you get a sloppy, and then you damage your continuum that way. But this one's talking about just this is you doing stuff on your own volition, which is interesting. Damage triggers, yeah. Session will end. I don't think you should put that in a rulebook that a game session will end this way. No. That's not how things work. That is not how things work at all. A game session ends when the players and JM want it to end, not when an objective is met. A good idea to end is on a good cutoff point, and this is what one looks like. That is a good thing to say, and I do something like that in my tutorial. Because I had to make an actual video game tutorial for this nonsense. So in my tutorial, which is insanely outdated now, and I already do it completely, but I will do it once everything settles down. Essentially, it's a demo session, showing you in like reading a novel, which is basically the DM's player, the 5e D&D player's guide is made. But showing you in the novel-like fashion exactly how a session might go. Although actually it doesn't do that because it cuts off, because it has a cliffhanger. Never mind, it has a cliffhanger. Never mind, that's not a good example. I probably should do that actually. Now that I think about it, a finale session or one shot involves exposing multiple spacing, exposing each Lancer secret objective and resolving them in one way or another. Key point to the story's direction is in fact that there are layers of motivations. The GM's greatest compass, mortal spacing, are the sharing goal. What's what compass? Are each of the GM's objective, agenda is often conflict. Basically, it's a sandbox-ish game, kind of. You can run like a sandbox. You're supposed to run like a sandbox-ish game. But you don't think I like using the word you're supposed to in context of a reading, of looking at a rulebook and looking at a quickstart guide, and it's leaning you toward this is what you're supposed to do, which a lot of light RPGs are. I don't know a single light RPG that's open-ended. That isn't kind of in the closed loop. If you know one, please let me know. I would be interested in saying it. But anyway, this part, I don't think it should be written like rules because it isn't. It's not supposed to be rules. I don't mind it being in the game, and the only reason why I'm kind of at it is because it's so upfront. I mean, like, it's not. I mean, it is behind some stuff, but and also it's like a major deal too. It's like this big headline feature. Why? This double spacing. Honestly, it should be respect and empathy, or it should be respect and empathy. That part, then save this for the GM guide. And then, like, for more information, ask your GM about and encourage the GM-player relationship, which you're supposed to be doing anyway, because it's based on it's a light RPG. But anyway, I will probably have just like a quick quote or something, just a quick single line in my book. Try not to make it missable. Probably I'll put it around. Can't put it there exactly. Can't fit it here. Yeah, I'll probably put a line like that here. So next, the other works remind me of that, like the live stream. But I'll probably record one after this. But yeah, I'll put it in what you need to play. Like actually, I might as well just, well, I might as well put a little bit here. Just you son of a. But anyway. Word for it isn't, because I just read it too. Like, so I'm gonna, I want to put in exactly what they put for their title, but that's not going to work. That's not going to work for me. Of course, that'd be plagiarism, and of course, copyrightable. They could sue me for that. Like they would, but still. It should be an optional either. That's actually pretty stupid if it was an optional. Minimum. Kind. Be kind, and then just write the rest. And kind of consider it. Back to that. Back to what you clicked on the video for. Sorry for that animation. All right, that bugged me really a lot last night because I had feelings, mostly because it was placed in the book, but I had feelings about it. But anyway. But anyway, all right. So we need to play. There's one person we need to get. And the spaces! The spaces! One more players. The speed spot 3 to 4. Since you have enough for a dynamic team and problem solving, dynamic tension, and not so many that. No one gets the spotlight. I disagree. I have played all of the GM sessions I have played. Every single time I have GM'd the TTRPG, whether mine or mine, let's be honest, mine or mine, I have either GM'd one person, that includes me, one person including me, so 0 players, or in between, and when I GM'd real people, the lowest amount of people I have ever GM'd in my very short career as a GM is 6 people. The normal is 8, and the max is 12. Honestly, I could go higher if we had more seats. But my issue it's not the issue of not giving one player more spotlight. That's not the issue. The issue is leaving people out. Leaving the quiet ones out is the issue for me. However, you can solve that by just having a tracker that tracks who have you been to, and so you know to go to that person. Even in more freeform conversational plays, what the cool kids are calling it, I guess. But I would call it more freeform play where what do you want to do? What do you want to do? What do you want? Basically, you're saying, what do you want to do? What do you want to do? What do you want to do? I'm pointing to people. Like, go, 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 go. And just going off like that. It's really fun, but you can miss people if you forget. And people might shut down if more people are getting more action than you are, getting more turns and quotation marks than you are. So yeah. I don't disagree with that. 2-sided dice, preferably every player has their own set of 2 dice? Oh, 2 6-sided dice. Why are there spaces there? Oh, that's really irritating me. Okay. Preferably, me doing that voice, but really why 2 spaces? Is that 2 or 3? No, on my word, that's 3. Preferably every player gets their own set. Printouts for all the play sets being used. Playset. That's what I'm going to be calling my my player and characters playsets. Because why not? But anyway. It's on blank paper, of course. You're playing a pen and paper RPG. GM optional, GM worksheets. chicken lancers, earths, and put rights. Do I like the word put right? That's fun. Obviously, it's entirely digital if you're playing it on Visual Tabletop Online. Yeah, what would help if there were little numbers here? If you're gonna do that to me. But yeah, well, anyway, it was about having ongoing conversation about the adventure. The players rarely ask the GM. The players rarely ask the GM if they can do something. They just tell everyone the character is doing it. Fascinating. If something is mundane, simply part of the story. If something is challenging, difficult, or encroaching on another character or the environment in any way, must be rolled through a move. Just like in a movie, the story at the table should jump from scene to interesting scene. Fascinating again. Scenes themselves are prompted by players as long as there's general agreement at the table. Sometimes GM will commit to a hard scene framing where specific scene needs be hushed out in order to move the story forward. Fascinating that this game is very railroad dependent. Yeah, it's very railroading this game. Right? Or it promotes railroading this. You don't have to. You can go, okay, you're in the quantum continuum base and the quantum continuum. I can't say Q. That's a different thing. You're in the quantum continuum base in the middle of quantum continuum land. These are the 3 Earths you can visit and go. They all have the quantum continuum is all begging us to fix or heal its illnesses on these 3 Earths. Go. They go pick one. And go, and the GM has each world set up with the framing for the quest, and the players can do whatever they want in the world, so there are extra things they can do. For example, a hard scene framing in the game is the Fluxfall itself. The moment the quantum hub counts down to 0 seconds, it transports the Lancers to the next parallel Earth. They find out in their story to prep for adventure. No, back to double spacing. Their story to prep for this adventure beyond putting out the broadest details of each parallel Earth and set up for the local problem to be solved. It is up for the players to solve problems of the world they are in, and inexperienced GM knows to never underestimate player creativity and ingenuity when it comes to problem solving an imaginary world, or the rolling the game. Common refrain from the GM in these types of games is, what do you want to do? Refrain? Like, the common thing for our GM to do, common to not do for a GM, the 6 games what you want to do. The constant invitation and reminder that the players make the story. Anytime there's uncertainty that both GM and players, I think there's some triple space in there. Then by design, it is the dice that make the call. By interpretation, is handed over to the player or GM. The latter of whom will almost always ask, "What do you do?" I don't get that bit. I don't get it. I don't get what it's trying to say. I get what it's saying, but I don't know what it's trying to say. So a common thing. Well, let me try to read. Let me try to explain it. Let me try to read it in how I would word it. What I think it's word and what I think the wording should be. Commonly what not to do, what the GM should not do in these types of games is say, "What do you do?" This is a constant invitation and reminder that the players make the story. Anytime there's uncertainty that both the players and GMs by design is the dice make the call. I don't get that. I think the word refrain's hanging me up. So a common thing to do from the GM in these types of games is, "What do you want to do?" Yeah, that's... I don't really understand what refrain means. Or it could be me not understanding what refrain means, but I'm pretty sure I understand that. Quantum hub is the big thing, and then personal transceivers is the thing that get the thing that is your ticket into the quantum and the continuum. Hub is the device that allows you to go into the continuum. The personal transceivers is your personal ticket to go. Most important part of the equipment in the team is Quantum Hub. The puck, like this device, that looks bigger than that puck. By the handle! By... If it's like a hockey puck, I mean, to me, for a puck, like, it just means the shape. But if it's a hockey puck, I'm pretty sure you can fit a hockey puck in your hand by holding your fingers outstretched. That handle is like big enough for your entire fist to go, big enough for you to grab by your entire hand, not just like two fingers. Okay. Personal transceivers, speaking, yeah. Lancers within 10 feet of the device wearing the belt transceiver, they land to the next Earth, and sustain no harm or penalties, nor they cause harm to the continuum. Lancers not within 10 feet of the device, but still wearing the transceiver, they land to the next Earth, but that's double spacing. This is actually pretty common in PDS, it's just to see double spacing. It's probably because, again, it's probably they sucked at editing, let's be honest. I suck at editing, so I can say that, but they probably sucked at editing, and just didn't edit when they were making these documents and just poured over the text. Unless the next Earth, they sustain one condition and inflict 1 point damage at continuum. Lancers anywhere but not wearing transceiver, they don't lance to the next Earth. Yeah, you're stuck. Unless people come back for you. Quantum Hub enables personal transceivers are only the things that can get them home. In the fiction of the game, these devices are extremely difficult to destroy. They are shielded like quantum fields, even brilliant minds at Quantum Corp only half understand. Okay, that should be said. But by default, the Quantum Hub is malfunctioning constantly, otherwise the game would have to be lanced back home the first time. Otherwise, the team, not spacing hurts, would have to be lanced back home the first time. And both the hub and personal transceiver should be in the state of being lost, stolen, or held hostage. More on the subject in running a new chapter. I'm interested in that, actually. The reason why I'm reading this outright is because I'm interested in it. Tinkering with these floating devices is difficult. If there's any damage to continuum at any given time, that big indicator Quantum Hub goes red, meaning it's locked out from virtually any possibility of losing home. This means that quantum damage needs to be 0 in order for the Flex Tech to initiate a lance home, even if a tinker with a Flux roll yields success. Interesting. That actually doesn't sound. That actually sounds fun. And this sets up like the fun end of the game. If you don't want to have the fun end of the game, if you just want to have like a fully functioning thing that just stays with your characters and you don't need to worry about it, and you just want to explore this constant nonsense, yeah, who cares? Who cares about that? Who cares about even like this and this and this are what you need to read perfectly because they're both. But anyway, 10 feet seems very arbitrary. Should be by 1 meter just for the lulz. Like yes, even the continuum's in metric. But anyway. Or actually should be 1 kilometer. 1 kilometer will make more sense. Because, yeah, it will make more sense. It depends on how big the quantum tubes that suck you. Depends on the quantum straws that penetrate the outer shell of the universe and suck you into the continuum. Or needle, or what have you. Syringe, tubes, pipes, whatever. To put right, every New Earth, the Lancers visit their local problem or issue present itself. The scope of the problem can be as small as the town's election or as big as the fate of the planet. Each of the problems, several things in common. The team is formed of a common goal on the Continuum Hub. It is spelled out maybe cryptically. The main NPCs are preoccupied or deeply afflicted by the issue. The issue is a threat to the goals and safety of the team. The team has ability, they solve the issue. What? What I kind of don't get right now, just reading this bit, we're only in page 10 of 8 pages, but what I don't get right now is, what is the continuum? And what, like some classes state that they're there for fun and just exploring stuff. The scientific classes are there for fun, exploring stuff, and the and the tourism and bystander classes are there for, again, exploring stuff, just doing things. But the corp tech and science and order of the key, let's be honest, in order of the continuum, are there to fix stuff or do stuff. So it shouldn't be a local problem presents itself. It should be you have a mission. The put right is stated. Actually, you should have a mission statement. I guess that's technically the secret objectives, but then why are you on a team? Why would you be on a team with different people if you weren't going for a specific purpose to begin with? That's kind of a cognitive disconnect, I think. Share goals, yeah. The share goal is the put right. You only get the put right when you're there, so why'd you go there to begin with? Again, it's supposed to be like Stargate, but that's only when Stargate. That's only like the first series of Stargate. The rest of Stargate is essentially let's build an interstellar coalition ticket to these friggin' space Egyptians, kind of thing. Let's go liberate some random planets of some random enslaved humans that were taken a long time ago, and whatever. It's supposed to be like that, and just like it's supposed to be a space opera, like a really good one. This doesn't have that feel. The lore, like they're trying to get the first couple of seasons, the first series of Stargate and the movie. Let's be honest. They're trying to get that feel out of the rules, but the setting is more like the later seasons of Stargate. So that's weird. They've been doing this for decades. They should know. They should have actual objectives for exploring these parallel dimensions. Except for the classes that actually don't, like the science, maybe the science don't, and maybe the bystanders don't, or normals don't. What did the HUD say? At first, before the Lancers make their first jump, the quantum hub's readout doesn't necessarily give them a put right statement they will be using. Instead, it often shows the routine message as entered by Corp Tech or whatever running the original mission, which is instantly developed on Lance. And then one cute list has survived. That one says, what does that? What that one say? Help Venetian in red. I guess that's a person. I guess that's a person. I guess it's a faction. That's ethnicity, and then they're in red clothes. No, Deviant Art Chief flight. Oh, that should be fun. But it could not be in the context of the first flight of that planet, but it could the first control flight of that planet, but it could also be in the context of don't let them achieve the flight because they're going to get themselves killed, because they're going to have an accident, and it'll be bad, and we'll lose this precious scientist, precious inventor. Like the inventor of imagine the inventor of chewing gum gets on a imagine the inventor of some lights of eternal life got on a Boeing 747 and it crashed, or was on a tourism helicopter and it crashed, and now he's dead and he could have invented eternal life and in his 60s, but he's only 45 when it crashed. Oh well, and the Continuum doesn't like that because like something else happened that day that caused him to get on that certain flight or whatever. The butterfly effect. That's how I'm interpreting that. That's not bad. I like that one. That one plays on your expectations like that one. Survive. That's what do you want from it? That should be your constant thing. Like you're looking at you go there and then you just see this massive global war going on. Like you just walked into war. Like you just walked into the Diverse is World War III, where there is no neutral factions, and wars everywhere. There's people coming out of the sky. There's people shooting. People coming out of the sky, and coming out of the sky, and you look and turn to what's the put right? Like, is this how like the planet's supposed to go? We were only here to collect some plant. Like, we're only here to collect this, like, very rare blue sunflower that's growing naturally in this planet, and now we're in this, like, massive, all-out global war, and the thing just says survive. That would actually be funny. You know what? That's fun. You're the funny one. You're the funny one. You're the make sense one. You're honestly the expected one. I like these. They're fun. Okay, they're good. Okay, these are good elements. Good art. Good art. And all the art's good, by the way. I don't like. I said all the art's good, and I'm recording this video for 1 hour for 1 hour almost 30 minutes, and I just now noticed the art. That's how little the art means to me in tabletop RPGs and war games. Or only means to me if you have models. This game has no models. Who cares about the art? Has no models. Has no cards. Who cares about the art? Especially when you're just gonna flip through the book and just like, oh, is the rule? If you have light rules, who's gonna be flipping through the book that much anyway? So what's with the art? Other than just give people a feeling of the RPG when they're reading through it, which is fine. That's what most people, and that's what a lot of people like. It's giving character when they're reading through the book, unlike mine, which is just pure factual. Mine's just pure factual because I like it that way. I like my rule books all bland. I mean, it looks actually. This looks appealing. I like this. This looks appealing to me. It's up to you if it looks appealing, but it looks appealing to me. Special terms, whatever. Oh, what is with this text? I'm glad we can grab it. What is with this text? It's so funky. It looks funky to me. Oh, maybe just didn't load in. Probably just didn't load in. What are the chances? Another big faction baked into the backdrop of Fluxfall Horizon is that Lancers never drop into a version of that's instantaneously deadly. Or that one is top deterby. That there could be like this ain't your 40k. This ain't your 40k RPG where you will die randomly for no reason, effectively, for no story reason. You will die. I mean, aren't there universes like a universe without gravity? Go like Finding on Earth. But anyway, basically just your episodic TV network show. Don't do crazy. You don't do crazy. Like don't put him in Shadowversity's book. You can. I don't see why not. I don't see why they can't go in 40k. Spawn on Terra on 40k. That wouldn't be that's not instant death unless you really mess up. That would actually be interesting. Trying to blend in without getting insta killed. In case the Inquisition think you're one of those old 20k folks. But anyway, or they think your hub is some AI. That'd be hilarious though. But anyway. You're weird. Why are you weird? Why is this blended weird? But yeah, the explanation is simple. Chronotef, Chrono Corp can pick and choose which Earths, what percentage of Earths, or what difference percentage you dropped in. Which means it's boring. It could be boring. It could be very boring. Like, if you play this game as Ren, it sounds like it's extremely boring. Like, it sounds like it's just Stargate, but you're not exploring space the hard way, going from portal to portal. Instead of doing the Star Trek the easy way, where you just fly the planet to planet. I presume the hardcore way is the 40k way, where you go to a separate, or 40k / Halo way, where you're going to a separate dimension that really you shouldn't be touching. But anyway. Safety. Why don't you just wear a spacesuit? I mean, you are wearing you by default wear a suit so you don't get hurt by the continuum. So why not just wear a helmet? Useless distraction. Okay, we're resource destruction attainment. All Taurus lancers require Baseline familiarity for their paid out. Okay, that one actually makes sense to why it needs to be so. Why it needs to be 99.1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 99. Oh, I got another one for not another 9, but anyway. 99 point with 8 nines percent. Actually isn't that bad. Which actually is pretty. Which actually it is pretty close. Like, if we think about it, that means you can't visit Faerun or any D&D setting. You can't visit Terra or any distant sci-fi setting, like old sci-fi books. You can visit Gundam during the 1 Year War. Good luck! Good luck to you if you visit that. Good luck, good luck. You can not visit any Lego stuff. You can't visit Star Trek and be bored out of your mind. I presume also trying to evade their timeline police. Evade the 31st century timeline police and try not get interdimensional war, as you are human from another Earth, and then you just dropped into an Earth that has dropped into a timeline that has very strict laws on time manipulation. Good luck with that. Good luck not starting a trans-timeal war, I guess is what we'll say, but I guess what we're gonna say that. A trans-times war. Like what was going on during the Enterprise era. Okay, another one which you can't go to. Oh, how about another one you can? You can go to Dooms. In any of the Doom settings. Good luck. Duke Nukem, good luck. Destiny, good luck. Halo, depends on when you drop, on when you flux fall. But good luck during the events of Halo 3. Between Halo 3 and 2. Good luck with that. And make sure you're not in Phoenix during Halo 4. Yeah, that's a terrible place to be. Another one you can't Minecraft. No Minecraft for you. Another one you can't. Lord of the Rings are really any fantasy setting. Most fantasy settings. You might get away with Game of Thrones because it's very Earth-like. It's not on an Earth, but I would say you could flux fall to Ace Combat in its general worlds. It's Ace Combat and Strange Reel or Siege Reel, which is actually shared by a couple of different franchises. After Ace Combat 3, or in Ace Combat 3's time period, it's actually shared with a few other franchises. But Siege Roll is perfectly acceptable. No one has to say your Earth has to have the same continents now, does it? Now, like I said before, you couldn't get dropped into the Earth from Chadiversity's book. You could get dropped into Warhammer Fantasy, though. That would be rather interesting. But yeah, again, like I said, the rules are a bit too limiting. I just listed off a ton of Earths that you can and can't go to. And most of the Earths you can go to are pretty boring. You can also go to the Stargate Earth, but it's literally our Earth. Just with a Stargate, until a certain point. Go on XCOM, good luck with that. Any of the XCOM, or things like it, good luck with that. Yeah. If you look at it from a serious, I want to go visit some random realities from different shows I know, and maybe throw some of my group that are really not known, like Command & Conquer, or Command & Conquer is well known. You could drop to Command & Conquer. Good luck during the times of good luck during the intermission between, or the in between the 3rd and 4th Tiberian War. Good luck with that. I do have to bring up that because that's actually one of my favorite time periods in all the Command & Conquer games. But yeah, people hate what happens at the end of that war. So good luck at that, and good luck trying to convince people to play that. But anyway, what's a real what's one you probably haven't heard of at all, like at all. Besides mine, of course, but you probably heard if you watched this channel before. Well, yeah, the list goes on, but you're getting the idea. It's pretty much alternate. It's pretty much Earths that are exactly the same, so aka boring. Blade Runner you can probably go to. Star Wars Earth you can probably go to. Star Wars Earth would be boring because it's literally our Earth in our timeline. But that'd be funny. That would be funny. That would be funny if you could somehow reveal it to the players without saying this is Star Wars. This is the Star Wars Earth. I guess we'll have something good to put right. Convince, stop, either find evidence of the Star Wars, find evidence of the Star Wars galaxy in the galaxy far, far away. There you go. That makes sense. Now we continue. 6 failed rolls? That sucks. Six failed rolls. On a 6 failed roll, a 6 on modifiers by any team member of the hub initiates bad Fluxfall and the continuum takes more. Why? Let's continuum doing it. That doesn't count. That doesn't count. I'm ignoring that. I'm ignoring that. That doesn't count. Like, how can you not fail a roll? Like it's completely lucky. Like if you get 2 ones, imagine you get all 1s on your roll 6 times in a row. How does that make you feel? That doesn't make the game better. That just sucks. And like, how I would GM this is, actually, these all suck. I mean, this is actually a sequel to Flux Tech. I mean, these 2 are fine, but I think it's missing rule number 4. I think it's missing rule number 4. You'll make the situation worse. And you have to, and you either heal, and you have to un-F the situation or leave. Leave it as is. You failed. Okay. Oh, this actually shows what the continuum is. The continuum is the destruction of a living, breathing cosmic meta presence that can take damage in a couple ways. I don't like this. I see what they were. Do I even see what they were trying to do with this? The secret Fluxfall Lancers make rolls with the move in order to change the situation out of desperation, by failure or partial success. Intruder Fluxfall. Why would you even do it then? Why would you ever tinker with the thing unless you really needed something to happen? Outside of Fluxfall Horizon, that makes sense. They could be very story related, but only story related or relate to another failed roll. This is stupid. Don't do this. Also, you need to bold stuff here. Like, again, you need this to be blocked out like this, or you need bolding here. Because because reading this in my limited ability to read, I read better than I read okay. It's just the amount of gets in the way, but anyway. And that's the 6 counters. Yeah, there really needs to be a bold thing here. You got plenty of room for it. You got your freaking double spacing here, which people hate. Like my mom, but anyway. The GM tracks continuing damage, complications, or result. Double spacing everywhere. Result of Lancers actually leaving their current Earth and arriving in a new adjacent parallel that's slightly worth different parameters. Ignore that. I'll ignore that completely. Who cares? That goes against like the theme of the game. If I want to be in Shad's world, where it's completely flat universe that they can fall and then pop out the top like an old video game, yeah, I would do that. I will have my players go that. The next one go to 40K. Next one go to Star Trek, and just have a break in Star Trek. Let's be honest. That'd be fun. But like, why only like? Oh, you accidentally went to a world that's stuck in the Stone Age and has a red drawing. Oh, too bad for you. You damage a casino. What? Like what? That kind of decreases GM and player choice. If I read that correctly, I might not have. 10th, the final point damage continuum, the combat implodes. or otherwise clearly and permanently lose its ability to function. Taxi. Taxi. But anyway. Because it's been decades, there should be lots of explorers out there, especially your alternate selves who will come and save you. Continuum Spine, Continuum X4, and against Lancers is trying to guide their actions towards certain outcomes. On one hand, double spacing. On one hand, it makes the situation worse and worse when it's being used. I mean, use Flux Stick. On the other hand, it will reward Lancers in its own way by achieving reality in the same way that via the put rights. What? Wait. What is it trying to achieve then? Is it just trying to make the people? Is it just trying to make the satients of the, or it's trying to make the humans happy by letting them explore itself? I'm like, oh, you get a treat, you get a treat, you get a treat. Oh, if you touch me wrong, I'm gonna murder you. Like, is that how it works? That doesn't seem very. That's interesting in its own way. But that's the one I think of when I think of this concept of interdimensional secret agents. One hand, it will make the situation worse and worse. Yeah. Like, it should reward you. It should reward you for doing things before you get to the put right. And when you get to the put right, it levels you up. Basically, that's what it should be, in my mind, and how the rest of the game is set up. Healing the Continuum is the put right. That it shouldn't be the only way. Because if you can damage it by just not being lucky, which fortunately my players are lucky. Unfortunately, everyone on YouTube isn't, except me. So yeah. Like, if Rule 4 touch just came, oh, this would be like a session occurrence. But anyway, points of continuing damage can be ruled. It says we'll put right. A moment the goal is accomplished, it does meaning not trigger a Fluxfall. Lancers retain where they sell the realm. Again, like this part makes sense, but it shouldn't be the only way of healing continuum. Healing continuum should be doing whatever it takes to un-F what you did, or to help the continuum otherwise. Like you might get multiple put rights. Like, it would say something, like, you look at it and you write down what it says, because it's going to change. It should be kind of vague, and it should be kind of changing, so everyone should write down what it said, and then it should change, and then the DM never references their notes again, only to themselves, but never say it for the players again, what the put right was. And then you should have a different put right, a different objective, a different side objective you can do, and you have to determine which one's main, which one's side. That's actually a fun way of doing it. Core stats. We finally get to the core stats. They didn't use traits. Good for me. But I'm pretty sure you mainly got, when you're designing a game, you mainly got to avoid stepping on the toes of big games. Small games were cool. I think we're cool. It should be cool. But anyway, there are 5 core stats for a character. Most range from -2 to +3, and they represent spot fire and is the player's physical strength, fortitude, and resilience, power, strength, whatever. Movement is a player's I use movement as a core rule because again it's supposed to be a war game thing. That's supposed to be a war game. The core rules for me or core moves for me are more of the war game thing. Movement is part of reflexes, agility, and balance. That's not what I would classify that as, but okay. I prefer nimble, personally. Nimble, dexterity, stuff like that. Not movement. Movability would be better. Movability would be better. Mental, layers, intelligence, social skills. Yeah, that's pretty much where I put mine. And that's basically my block of traits that go like that. I call them mental traits. Tech. What do you want from it? You both use it because, of course, it stops. We're double spacing. They're everywhere. Flux Tech. That's the ability to handle, repair, and manually operate technology used by creating Fluxfall Horizon. I think it's called a Horizon, but it's more of a straw. Let's be honest, it's more of a straw. Just the continuum just sucks you out of the world and spits you through it. more of a syringe, or I guess technically more of a syringe, medical syringe. But anyway, moves. Yeah. It's a Light RPG. You know how these work. I mean, we've already been over them. Yeah, 6 or less. And yeah, they're all like I surmised earlier. There's 3 or less. There's either move, success, move, partial success. Well, I guess they only move and only miss. Only miss and success, or miss and partial success. And then goes over. Just go over to detail. No, it's based. Why is this here when it's on the character? I guess it needs to be in both places. Now, pulse and doubles, basically your counterparts, basically your alternate selves. Try not to fall in love with them, because that is. I mean, unless you want to. I'm not going to say anything against it, but yeah, that's a thing you should think about. Because you have the same DNA, most likely? Question mark, depending on the world. But anyway, tinkering, Fluxfall ready. Wait, this is actually a thing in the book, other than just being a term. Oh no, tinkering flux stick. That shouldn't be tinkering with flux stick. It literally should be press button, we're getting out of it. Like, there should be like an emergency leave button to go back to the continuum. Like, there should be like an eject button to go back to the continuum. Things are really not going well. I don't want tinker with flux stick now. Tinker with flux stick should be what the other roles are. You miss, you damage continuum. You get partial success. You get partial. You miss, you get. You miss, you get, you fail, you get damage to continuum, a lot of it. You partial success, you damage to continuum, but the GM decides what you do. Full success, you say whatever you want, because it's now canon. But anyway, so be careful what you say and say whatever you want, it's now canon. Kind of thing. But anyway, tinkering, yeah. Well, that's just also a relatively low flux text that. The idea being that even with the senior execs and scientists, sure game. Okay. The spacing. At first blush, there wouldn't be any reason for Lancer to miss a flux tank if they and the player controlling them knows well rule, knowing such a roles may fail, but both a failure and partial success means their intended effect one way or another. In a pinch, any change can be good change, right? Yeah, but that's not what it does. I mean, that's what I think it would do, but it's not what it does. Is it? Yeah, that's not what it does. Like, none of these, even this one, even full success, doesn't let you change a universe. But you can damage a continuum. Why would you ever roll this when you're guaranteed to damage a continuum? But it won't help you in your current situation like it should be. I'm talking to someone I want to do with this thing, so definitely say everyone here, let's do it. And then you start filling with your gigantic mind in your back pocket, and hope it's not a world that has a mind shaped like that. And you're not in a war zone. And then you start tinkering with it. You start pressing all the buttons, which you're not supposed to press because you're not staff, because you're not a flux stick mechanic, a flux stick engineer. You start messing with it, and then the guy just changes his mind. Like, that should be what full success is. You decide what's going to happen, and within reason, of course, or without reason, and derail the thing completely. And then partial success, you damage continuum, and the GM decides. That's what it should be. It shouldn't be this because this is what they're thinking. This is what it is. It doesn't match their thinking at all. And it should just have an eject button where if you gotta go now, you press the button and you're gone. It's not damage to continuum because you might not like certain things happening, but if you need to be gone or else lose your character prematurely, you're going. But anyway, if there is death in this, which there might not be. Let's run with Fluxfall roll 10 plus, then the Lancer has the option to trigger a Fluxfall at any time that is convenient to them, either by pressing on the concept hub or by setting timer on it. This lance is considered good lance and comes with all the benefits. Listen to move. All other lancers must still be within 10 feet of the hub. I tell you. Meta moves. Then, the quantum coins are basically fate and or inspiration, whatever you call it in majority of games you play. Barrier to the Void is basically asking that. I guess this is what I wanted to do with the hub. No, actually, in exchange for a real, that'd be actually fantastic for tinkering with the hub. Oh, that's interesting on some because you're making a deal with the devil basically. Well, the devil is your GM, so you probably shouldn't say that. But anyway, that goes against set rules, I guess. But anyway, flashback. Flashback is actually in I think they used the word flashback in Blades in the Dark too. But it's basically the same role in Blades to the Dark. It's good. Well, if it hurts me. It hurts my sword. Conditions? I don't know what buildings, but rather conditions. Again, this is a lot like Blades in the Dark, to be honest. And Blades in the Dark is its unique system. I don't think it's based on Apocalypse rules. But again, I can't fault them because Apocalypse rules are probably based on Blades in the Dark, and they use that system. Oh, what's fun? But anyway. Conditions are basically how you lose a character without tingling the timeline or winning. Yeah, you're going to lose a character in this game. It's just a matter of do you win or not. Do you win or have an explosive, in quotation marks, that's the cool kids call it, outcome, where you go down in a blaze of glory. Broken Bone. My sister has broken many bones, and one time it was by me. At least one time it was by me, when we were younger. Like that's not a thing. Trust me. Like that's not like an example condition that will kill you. And especially when you're supposed to be venturing to other 24th century societies. Like who cares about broken bones at that point? Who really cares about them now? When you can go to a doctor and get a cast on, it's broken in a really bad spot, and you let it do its thing. Nothing up. Explain. Next page explains. Oh, you say it next page there, but up there with the counter, you didn't even say it. Weird. Explains the Lancer advancement in detail, but one particular way you level up. The conditions are to increase unconscious threshold. Lancers can take one basic epiphany to increase. Okay, whatever. You can increase your threshold conditions. Advancement. There are two ways for a Lancer advances in the course of the game by experience and disentanglement. Both offer powers and stat increases along the way. Both of them are retirement of the Lancer from the table. Experience, you level up until you win. That's actually a better way of putting it than in the player sheets because it's separate. It should be final. It should be final check, right? It should be like great thing, great epiphany, ultimate epiphany, and then get out of there. You run away. Now, core goal is also once all epiphanies have been unlocked, the Lancer is empowered enough to take to lance home or otherwise fulfill ultimate objective. And since the game is winnable, which can be strength. All RPGs are winnable. It's just by GM and player discretion. It's just do you want to play forever or not. Hopefully the fun is in the journey, not getting to the progression track. If it is fun in the journey, then do you want to actually check the last box? Core goal is also explained at the end of the next chapter. Especially, I mean, again, like the rules are opposed to what the marketing is. The marketing is the concept is to the game design. It's part of the game design. It's no way it can't be. It's entanglement. Basically, when quantum entanglement is good, it keeps your Lancer bound bit by bit to the continuum. Certain actions can distinguish huge swaths of particles in your Lancer. So yeah. Then you get cool stuff. You get magic. Basically, superpowers. Speeding things up. Why do you have the? Why do you? I guess. I guess yes. Why are you just telling us now? Actually, no, because you just told us about this. You told us about everything there. Now you're showing us how to do it. Okay, that's fine. No show walk out. Average share section sends yields roughly 7 or so field rolls. Man, you're rolling a lot. I mean, in my game, you're only rolling that much if you are in combat. And only because my combat's always been unbalanced, because the game has been very the game's just now entering beta. I've been developing the beta for a good year now. And hopefully the combat will be very quick but very deadly. And you have to use all your character stuff and all your, essentially being all your essential plot armor. At least it's not really plot armor because it's what your character is just better than the other guy, just better than the pieces you're fighting, unless you're fighting the other character, of course. Which should be rare. It could not be rare. Everything you fight is another character. That'd be interesting, but anyway. Go full blackout on Wesley tracks. It's almost fun. The funk that's oh no, it's fixed. No, it's just the PDF reading thing. This means you can go full blackout on both Wesley tracks, likely lancers either hit core goal or just tank mount better in the session. No, I should do the whole thing. On the average, your average session tends to lead roughly 7 or so fail rolls, and you should expect players to spin the trigger at about 5 or 6 times if they're really trying, because they want their superpowers. This means that if they go full blackout on both master tracks, you'll see let's just hit the core goal or just completely spam it by the end of the session. Yeah, that's kind of game breaking though. That's kind of a game that it's like, oh, I brush my teeth, I roll dice. Basically, if you want this entanglement, you will grind by doing every little action. Like I take a step up these stairs, of these like 5 stairs in these giant, big, nice stairs. I roll dice, and you just like, how do you get this entanglement actually? Move results from the GM. And what you expect this thing will occur. However, I actually do like, I really do like the lore for this game. I actually really like the concept of the quantum continuum being a thing, but you know, it's like a thing that has you as pets. I do like it. It's just that's not what I would expect from a thing in this genre, which is nice. That's not bad. That's a good thing. That's a good thing for someone to say about your game, I would think. The souls of Contra suffers great bodily offenses and getting shot in the face with a 50 cal. They experience death. If death, okay, so there's stuff in this game. If death should be avoided, consider the slide is below. Yeah, that's my first thought. Team is able to somehow reduce the death via Fluxfall Horizon. That's fine. Fifth dimensions, F4. We're 5. We're doing 5 now, boys. And just wait till we get to the level 6, the 6th dimensional boss. Then the real game begins. Oh, and then like, it was just the dream sequence. The guy was like, that was the simulation or whatever. Yeah, that's also totally acceptable. Just reload the save. That's how video gamers have done it for ages. Just well, it's not just respawn. It's reload the save. F5. No, F9. It's F9. By the way, Your lance assault and pulverize. Success on Tinker, Flux roll. Bad lance, niner list. Oh, that sucks. On just 2 dice anyway. Do 2d6. Green Lancer. Yeah. And then this game really helps you with the backstory of your Lancer. Like you should really create a character. You shouldn't just create a stat sheet. You should really create a character. Especially especially when you get all weather door fiber clothing. Why it's not a spacesuit? I don't get, but okay. Why isn't this thing like immune to literally everything, except for damage, of course? I don't know, but okay, sure, whatever. Draw a final portrait. Up to you if you want to do this, but it could honestly help. Could honestly help. And they are saying these, and they're saying this. They are stating these as rules, by the way. Hence the order, numbered order. But as always, by the way, in all of this, I don't think they said, and they really should say this. It's a tabletop game. When playing with people you know, play however you want. Do whatever you want with the rules. And the subtitles. I think we're pretty much done. I'm gonna leave this to you to read. Because I think we already pretty much been over it. So the subtypes are the classes, pretty much. The factions are your race, in quotation marks, and the subclasses are your factions. But the GM controls the general nature, description of each barrel or if NPC split rates, what the players control, not just words, slides, and actions, how much importance they put into their team goals and secret objectives, special gear management, and character advancement, what everyone controls, tone of the story, small details like basic gear, small situations about the world. Yeah. That's an RPG. Why is this so late? I don't know, but it's an RPG. And here's some more good stuff. And by the way, another thing that got me about the whole consent thing is this isn't a grim dark game. Why do you need to feel the Unipub up front? Because this game is very lighthearted. It's very lighthearted, very linear. The tone is very lighthearted. So why do you feel a need to put that up front? That should only be up. I only feel the need that needs to be up front and have like rules as rules. I really rolled that R. Have rules and really stated as rules, or really like formatted as rules. If it's if you're playing a grimdark game or a game with really touchy subjects, or a game that anything that will upset someone, or that only should be played with your very close friends, kind of thing. So yeah. Don't get wise in this game though. Seems like it's more of a people are starting. Twitter's complaining. What do I put in my book? Oh, Twitter says put this in the book. I put it in the book. Twitter's happy now. Twitter, don't worry, people. I saved the world. Twitter's happy. Kind of the thing. Which of course, if you're a creative. Twitter's not your audience unless you actually want it to be, which is, I don't suggest it, but if that's your audience, that's your audience, but personally, I want to make Twitter my audience. My audience is people, the audience for my game is anyone wanting to get into tabletop RPGs and war games, and veteran gamers who are looking for something different, who are looking for all their favorite, who are looking for something different. Yeah, something different, let's be honest. Because it merges tabletop and war games. How can you get more different than that? It's like a catch-all game. Like, if you ever wanted to just have one book, if you ever wanted to just, I want to be playing Warhammer 40K, and then we jump into another, and then we jump into, and then we jump into air combat, and pure air combat, then we jump into an RPG section, in the course of our narrative campaign, or tournament, or whatever. You can do that in Warhammer 40K, but you need like 50 games. You need, for what I just said, you need 3 games. If you're doing Space Marines, you need Warhammer 40K, and a Space Marine arm, You have probably 2,000 points. Let's be fair. Then you need imperialist. I'm actually blanking on the name, but it's the air version of it's the air battle game. It's the dogfight. It's the dogfight game. Get the Space Marines there, and then you also need the Death Watch RPG rulebook, which isn't in print anymore, and you get to drive through RPG, and then you're set, and all that's like 100. The books are 100 or like $200. Or $100, yeah, or $150, or $250, no, or $150. That should, I'm going forward with Arbitrium is that's all one book, and it's all free if you want it to be free. And it's all paid for if you want a physical thing, but if you want a digital thing, it's free. But anyway, that's just me though. Our continuum months of fails with the intended fee, fails be with E. Standard hub exploding should not be the mark of any adventure. Healing continuum. We are minus on that. About continuum. Here's some singular feature about continuum to keep in mind. It is indestructible if you fail 100 put rates, but the continuum will not perish. It will try to punish you. It has its own idea of how things should be and will attack those who change it, much like an immune response. See, I would be really good at this whole plantologist thing if I was playing it straight. I mean, not just me knowledge of just tons of media and just tons of stuff. Chronocorp only existing as continuum damage. Oh yeah, I'm pretty sure if you want to play the game, ignore this bit of the video. Shut off your ears and skip a couple of minutes ahead. Ignore this bit. Ignore this part. Wow, that's really living continuum. Oh my word. That's kind of it went from a recap to spoilers. Exists along with continuum damage. The conspiracy runs deep and might be up to your players to unravel. Continuum damage is real and can be very profitable. Or it could be Chronocorp trying to heal continuum, or exists ignorant of what it does. All flexible is harmful. The technology is violent, invasive, and search continuum. Creatures like Reavers and Terranovians don't actually advance, but rather slip through time without harming continuum. Okay, if you want to play it that way, you can. I mean, it could be, honestly, it could be Chronocorp trying to develop technology that isn't harmful to the continuum, or it's ignorant of what it's doing. Actually, with this explained, which if you're a player, you shouldn't read. With this explained, it actually makes sense. A lot of the rules make sense now. The heck, why isn't this in front? A lot of the rules make sense now, because the continuum is not what you're working for. You're working for Chronocorp, or you're working for your own faction, and you're just banking on this flux tech that you're just gifted this technology. Actually, what do the elders do? What's their purpose? No, yeah, again 3 XP. Why would it mislead you? If you helped with it, that'd be a problem. But I should know. Unless it's not all knowing. That'd be a thing. I presume it's not. It's not an actual uppercase. It's not an actual uppercase god. It is a. It's a entity. Yeah, I actually like the Elder too, but yeah, I need a scar for the damage that you witnessed. After calling travel, there are 3 types of parallel known to exist. Parallel world travel into its Fluxfall, Lancing, vertical rearrange around the continuum association through destructive quantum disentanglement. This technology is fiercely protected by Quantum, but least to various factions via heavily regulated national law. Lancing damages the continuum in ways not understood by researchers in the 21st century. So they are ignorant. Then why be so heavy-handed on Chronocorp? They don't know what they're doing. Chrono stopping, ethereal transference of matter across time and space through vibrational quantum resonance. You could just say quantum resonance. You don't need the vibrational. It makes it sound more tech than it is. Slipping has only been observed as biological ability, cannot be recurred technology so far. It is understood. Just double spacing and start to ignore it now. It is understood. Oh, no, wait, that's double spacing. That's triple spacing. It's not a. It's not even like within the same sentence. It's different. Oh, it's so weird. And there's double spacing too. Ah, so weird. Quantum bands cause no damage experiencing. Non-quantum intertransmission. Basically, you stand one spot. You go whoop, and now you're in a different universe in the same spot. Similar absolute repositioning of elements in the continuum play in order to accommodate the body. Entities can now observe fourth dimension as static and theorize the ability, but cannot be observed directly. Are you sure about that? Oh, actually, be interesting in that counter race having this. It doesn't have this or this, but it has this. That'd be interesting. For precision, yeah. Hero mod for the Fluxfall overall arc, yeah. That's 4! Where'd you get 4? That's either 4 or 5 spaces. Oh, that's nuts. Leave open. Let's see. Oh, it starts in a quote facility, not some extra dimensional secret agency. Okay. Yeah, that's fine. It's a tavern. Although too many fair weapons every single time, what's the point? Like what's the point? I'm not doing the game. I knew it, to be honest. What's the point if if it's a failure every single time? Again, to explain the $100 setting, you can only go to Earth. So, how large should the setting be? But the GM prep does not be daunting. On one hand, the Lancers are traveling between infinite versions of Earth, so an environment can be anything. Within 99.8 .9 to the 99.9 to the 9% to the 8th percentile. Are you sure? Are you sure? Each time there's Fluxfall. I'm pretty sure I made that. I'm pretty sure I made a math thing. But anyway, each time there is a Fluxfall, the world changes. Okay, that makes more sense. So the Fluxfall. Wait, you've been doing this for decades, and you haven't noticed that every single time we make Fluxfall to some place, it's always different. Almost like we're doing something the Continuum doesn't like. Huh. Yeah, like, it would make sense if technology was within a year new of being field tested. Does not make sense for decades. Flat out does not make sense for decades. Decades, it should be, we're working in the Continuum now, or we're starting to understand it. Like, that should be, like, the main focus of the game. It's starting to understand the Continuum, learning to work with it. Basically, you're learning about the Force, and that'll be a light sider, not a dark sider, but anyway. Overall arc, yeah. The goals. Game is playing dark dramatic tones. Game can be playing dark dramatic tones and sci-fi comedy or anything in between, but it needs to always be about Lancers. Don't over narrate or have the NPCs grabbing the spotlight. Always basically, yeah. Their Lancer names, whatever. I might do that. I might not, because how I run games, and also kind of because of my autism. I usually just point at you and just say go. That's what I do. I point at you and say your character. That's what I do. I don't know what I would do on a mic, but I'll probably have it selected and say this character does this. Always ask, what do you want to do now? What do you do now? Keeping real secrets. The game's already real secrets. The secrets are Lancers. Keeping still secrets continue. Yeah, but you spoil it all up to this point, dude. Either Phil lived in, of course, stir the pot. GC every single time. Honestly, I find it more intriguing when things go as planned, because it makes it more about the players and lancers. It makes it like they know what they're doing, which to be fair, the players are not an elder from a secret religious order worshiping worshiping the I forgot what worshiping the not multi dimension. That's not what it is. Universe worshiping the multiverse. A bystander. Okay, bystander's not gonna know. Let's be honest. An officer in the military is gonna know how the military works, but the player may or may not. Let's be honest. Especially in Northeast Florida, around in the St. Jackson, around our because how big of a military presence there is in and around Jacksonville, you can find a lot of officers, including admirals, plural. So yeah, that's guaranteed in my area. Senior exec, not really guaranteed in my area. Planetologist, yeah, maybe if someone's related to sci-fi. But yeah. Actually, these are important things for me to read later. Like this part is actually pretty important for me later, just to get some, just get more inspiration for my game. Tables, you could go tables. Tables are good. Tables are good. Tables are nice to have. We are still not done yet. NPCs, yeah. Okay, what was the NPC book say? Same actor. I mean, it'd be interesting along for the ride. It'd be interesting if, if an NPC ends up being really compelling nemesis, find a way to have him persist with Fluxfalls, like they murder another one of your secret agent friends, and they follow you through time. And they're oddly really good at that tech, by the way. They're always getting those sixes. They're always getting those dual sixes. I don't know how, but whatever. Phenotypes. Yeah, good old phenotypes. Okay, yeah, you can have this, but you can't have any fun stuff. You can have sentient dinosaurs, but you can't have you can have fantasy, which is weird. That seems to not be within the 99.9 today's percentile. That doesn't seem to be within that. Charters, as I remember how to spell them. Interest, yeah. Military license, and then we're done here. And then we're done here. Okay. That's it. I like everything description. I actually like it a lot, but I have some issues with the rules. Like I do with every game that's not my own. But trust me, it's coming from the heart. I want the game to be playable. I could definitely play this game. It's actually not that bad to play. It's just that the rules are either oversimplified. Well, the rules are pretty much oversimplified, or they're either oversimplified, vague, or limiting. Sometimes all three. That's the issues I'm having. And then there's some editing issues, like why are there no periods on the player sheets, on some parts of the player sheet, but not others. Why are there double and triple spacing? Again, probably because it's playtest. That seems very obvious to not miss, unless you're doing it on purpose. But it makes it really hard to read when there's double and triple spacing. But yeah, so that's my just my looks at Fluxfall Horizon. Is it worth $19? The heck is in the full book? Okay, so the external threats are in our full book, because it wasn't there. 7 distinct scenarios. Ah. Yeah, what the heck's in the full book? You have the tables, GM sheets. GM sheets aren't in the full book, as they're right here. And it's just all the cheat sheets. Oh, look at that thing! Oh my word, look at that thing. That's the GM sheet to play for playing the GM's character of the GM. But anyway, and they also use GM. Yeah, GM's really hard not to use because it's literally. Oh, whoops! There goes my keyboard. It just rolled off my leg. That's all. Because GM is like the default. Is the default word. People have their own words like referee and storyteller. D&D, of course, has Dungeon Master, which is pretty much unique to D&D and its ecosystem. But yeah, GM is just a good word. If you don't want to make something completely unique, like Dungeon Master, or you don't want to use another generic term, like storyteller, yeah, just use GM. It's fine. Nothing wrong with it. But yeah, is it worth $19? Not really, no. I mean, the PDF isn't, because this is a PDF and it has everything that you need in it. I think that's the problem with quick starters, is if it gives you too many rules, you're done. It literally gave you everything that you need to know at the setting. It gave you everything you need to play, and more. Yeah, like, why would you need a full book? I say the full book's worth it from the quick start, but I don't know what's in the full book. Like, I know what's in the full book from the includes bit, which actually came in use, by the way. Oh, and there's also the consent thing, which we only saw the, yeah, we didn't see the questionnaire. We do have the tracking, we do have a tracking sheet, but we didn't see the consent tracking sheet. Having scenarios. Yeah, it's essentially the full book is just all the adventures. Well, $19 for 7 adventures, and you get what's in this. Yeah, it's worth it. It's worth it if you're not going to homebrew, or it's worth it just to see what more of this great setting. But it's an odd. I mean, I couldn't see anywhere else that you do it other than not having a quick starter, which I always recommend have a quick starter. But like, why no print on demand thing? Is it coming? Is it not there yet? Was it supposed to be just for the Kickstarter? But I would totally get the print on demand version. Like I said, for my own game, I have the PDFs be free. And Word document, let's be honest. The PDFs be free, and you can buy you buy the physical book if you want to actually, if you want to buy a physical book and support the channel, support Green&Blue Productions. The company, the company in quotation marks, it's not actually, I don't have a license. I don't have a company license, but who cares? I don't make more than $500 a month. But anyway. And I could always come in as a hobby anyway, even if I did. Well, anyway, so yeah, actually, it is nice. It's just that, let's put it all this way. Yeah, it's just that if you want to support their efforts, absolutely get the book. You'll get some stuff with it. I don't know what amount of stuff you get with it, but you at the very least you'll get 7 scenarios. That's actually pretty good. That's actually pretty good for a rulebook. Actually, most rulebooks just come with 1. I might only come with 1. I plan on 3, but I might only come on 1, and just have a really good one, just have a bunch of different missions. For each edition of the book, because I'm shooting for 399 pages exactly, because those are my numbers, and that's just about what people want in a single rule book, especially one that can be expanded, because it's Triumph. You get the core rules, and then once you get one you have the core rules, and you can expand on the core rules indefinitely, and it's really easy to, because all the weapons are just rules, are just the moves put together in the fun little cute box, murder, death, and stuff like that. So yeah. So you could, in reality, if you were to make a what are those called? Not a nuzlocke, but a random. If you were to have like a random generator, have everything between be random, and let's say you're 10 years from now, and there's at least 10 editions of the game with all different settings, and whatnot, and you just put all the moves into one generator. And you generated more cans of various sizes, like one with one move, one with 3, one with 5, all out of all the total moves and Arbitrium. That game would be insane. It would not be balanced. It would be insanity, and it would be awesome. To play a game like that, like a complete randomly generated Arbitrium game, and it would work perfectly as long as you don't touch the core moves. Even then, you can touch the core moves and get away with it. But yeah, of course, it's also meant to pile stuff on top, so you can have any setting you want. You just need to put in the moves. But anyway, and the things that are really have to be fine-tuned are the traits and the core moves, and that's it. The fine-tuned to work in any setting are just so still. Anyway, so is it worth it? I say for a player, absolutely you don't need it. You don't need it. You just need a quick start book, and even then, you probably don't need that. You probably just need your GM to hand you the player sheets, and that's it. It seems very GM focused, this game. At least the setup. The setup is very GM focused until it comes down to like the GM says you can only play these amount of characters. Here you go. Actually, no, not even that, because how the game is set up. In theory, the game is set up that you can play any of the characters at any time, and you go on random adventures that always go wrong for some reason. It feels very railroady. Very railroady. I don't like that, but it doesn't make it less worth it. And you can always play it how I would play it, which is just random nonsense land, where it'd be more of like an overarching plot, like trying to understand the continuum better, trying to be more like it, trying to get Flux Tech to not harm the continuum as much by being that syringe needle poking through the continuum instead of trying to flow through it and stuff like that. Throw through it like water through a sieve, kind of like thing, like water drops through a paper towel kind of thing. But yeah, overall it's really good. Like, this is the best Light RPG I have seen, and probably the only one I would ever play. It's expensive. Yeah, it's expensive. About $10 more than what I would price it. I would price it more. I would personally. I don't know their overhead. I don't know what expenses they have going on with this book. I mean, they have multiple employees. I assume each one gets a cut of sales, or they're all paid a salary. Don't know. But I presume they have a whole overhead of something, and it's $19 because that's the amount of profit they need, because they know they're not going to be selling a lot of books. So yeah, it's the simulator game. It's the simulator syndrome. Whether it be your RTS simulator, your FPS simulator, or your tank simulator, or your plane simulator, it's expensive to get them all worked out. Not nearly expensive as a AAA game, but still, for an independent developer, it is really expensive time-wise. But yeah. Overall, it's good. It's good. Overall, it's worth it 1%. Either quick start guide bundle on X.io, or the actual full game if you want to support them, and you get 7 scenarios. That seems very much worth it to me. But yeah. I said, my issues. My main issues are the mechanics conflict with the story, and the story's kind of forced to work with the mechanics. And it's a bit too limited. It's a bit too Baron Pretzel game to me. Like you sit down with your group and you play one-shot sessions all the time. Because once you level up your character, once you max out your levels on your character, they're gone. You gotta get another character. So, while the stories can continue for, like, maybe a year, if you're playing every week, it's unlikely. It's unlikely that they'll continue more than a month. Or more than a season. More than a quarter. More than just a few months at max. Like, more than a season at max. A season, of course, being fall, being summer, fall, spring, and the 3 days of winter, or whatever 4 days become because of global warming. But yeah. All right, time to wrap things up. I will leave a comment on the how-to video saying that I made this, and we'll be uploading it. I'll upload it over the next 3 days. How about that? Actually, I don't know. Well, depending on how well it's gonna do, but it's definitely gonna be 3 solid videos. Yeah, I've been doing this for 2 hours, 32 minutes. So yeah, it's definitely been a while. So yeah, that's why I'm having a trouble signing off, because it's been a while. So yeah. And by the way, really enjoyed it. Did anything inspire me? I know this is going to be odd to say. I think the layout inspired me more. I think the layout and how things are put in, not the layout exactly, but how they explain how to run an adventure and stuff like that really inspired me. The rest of the book was fun to read. I didn't really inspire me all too much. And yeah, I guess their core moves could be my could be my spells, could be my magic, but we'll see. I'm debating with myself whether to do whether have magic be like weapons or magic be like core moves. Magic be like core moves. I have to make magic. I don't know. I'm gonna be a mix between, but I am having issues making magic spells. But anyway. And just general special abilities. By the way, that's a story for another time, and there's other works which we might do later. I need to take a break, though, from recording, and wrap this up. So yeah, that'd be it for this video. Thanks for watching. Definitely check out Fluxfall Horizon. Why do you have the Horizon there? The Horizon doesn't need to be there. Just Fluxfall's fine. Actually, the Fluxfall Horizon makes sense now, because the Horizon is the layer between the universes, and Fluxfall is you poking through it with a needle and syringing yourself to the other one. That actually makes a lot of sense. I like that. That's sneaky, too. I just got that now after 2 hours and some odd minutes. Actually, more like 3 or 4 hours of experiencing this game. But anyway, so yeah, that'll be it for this video. Thanks for watching. If you're watching on this video, check out the rest of the stuff in the description. Such as various sports channels, sports channels, watching these videos, get your content pretty produced, and if you're sharing your friends, family, stuff. Alright, that'll be it for the video. Thanks for watching, and I guess, see you in a second.